Shut your mouth and stand and deliver. Hello, hello. I am back. I'm back. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and join me every time I'm live. If this is not your first time back, hello, hello. So right now we're going to be doing a ClairTarot reading for Scorpio for the second half of the month of July. Now, Soul does not work on Gregorian calendar or linear time. So whenever this feels like it applies, that's when it's meant to apply. And if it doesn't, then it just doesn't. Okay. So this is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Let's go ahead and see. I asked your collective energy, what is this reading going to be about, to kind of, be able to see what title to give this video. And I was told out of the pot and into the fire. So let's see what that means. I don't know if you're in a circumstance right now that maybe it's getting a little bit dicey for you and you're trying to find a way out. Just be careful. If you're trying to find your way out of a circumstance, careful that you're not going to make it worse for yourself in your effort to get out of that circumstance. So let's see. Okay. All right. All right. So you're kind of bored right now. I'm not saying you're boring. I'm saying you're feeling bored with the way life has been going for you. For some of you, whoever this resonates with. So your first card number 43, come to life. Okay. You're trying to make this a much sweeter journey than it actually is feeling right now. And that's not rubbing you the right way. You know, it's just the potentiality of a big sticky mess is absolutely there. Okay. And then even your brush strokes are being guided by a thing with a forked tongue. So for me, that kind of can mean you might be getting guidance or direction from someone who doesn't quite tell the truth. Okay. The tongue is forked, doesn't come out straight. It always kind of diverges from the truth. So if this is kind of resonating, be careful who you're listening to. Be careful who you go to for life advice. Be careful of whose words you allow to really enter your core template. It seems like this individual has a lot to say about a lot of things, but is probably the least qualified to be speaking about other people's circumstance. So just kind of keep that in mind, okay? Card number 13, power of attraction. So you're calling something to you. Whether you're aware of it or not, you are definitely calling something to you. And I'm wondering if the chaos that's about to ensue, because it feels like it's about to be a lot of chaos for you. I'm not sure if this... Oh, I never noticed that detail before. I'm not sure if this is going to be a drama-filled period just to clear away some of the people who are taking space up and kind of preventing you from reconnecting with someone that's very important to you. Usually this card, whenever it pops up, which is not too often, this tells me like a twin flame type of energy. Now, here's the thing. It's a twin flame kind of energy, but you guys are kind of like polar opposites, air and water. What is that, polar opposites? Because the earth can absorb the water, but the air, you know, water has a tendency to have to become very thinned out, diluted in order. That's hard. That's hard because it's this feeling that something so sweet, the potentiality of sweetness. Oh, shit. Oh my God. Okay. So bees on his head. And then you're painting honey. You're trying to, no, 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 no. This is not your twin. You're trying to put his essence all over you, or her essence all over you, trying to make them fit into this mold of, this is your twin, this is your, other half, this is who you're supposed to be with. That's going to sting you badly, badly. You're going to lose who you are. It's almost like water has to, no, water does have to evaporate in order to occupy the space of air, but it's almost like you have to disappear. The truth of who you are has to disappear in order to be acceptable, to be in that space. And that's just not, that's not how twins work. It's making my armpits sweat. That's not how twins work. You're not supposed to have to like basically disappear in order to fit in. This is drama. This is all sorts of no, no, no. Chambers within chambers. Look at that. Chambers within chambers. So this is like layer upon layer of things hidden away within boxes within boxes. Careful of that, okay? Things are not always as they seem. This does not always mean this is your twin flame, this is your soulmate. You have to release the labels for those that this resonates with. You have to release the use and abuse of labels that perpetuate relationships that are toxic or interactions that are toxic. So card number 44, visions of life beyond death. I think this is really going to trigger almost like a shamanic death, a spiritual death for you, because the amount of devastation that's going to be left behind, like Scorpio, you're very sensitive. Okay. You're very sensitive. Whatever image you want to put out there, whatever stereotypes people have of Scorpio, it's a very skewed type of opinion of you. You're very sensitive. It's just, you're so deep in your depth, and people are afraid to explore your darker parts, that they don't recognize how delicate you actually are in that darkness, in the shadows. But I do see that. So this whatever the heck is going on, it could lead to a feeling of like a spiritual death. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a very painful thing to experience, but it's usually the impetus to profound growth, and just like how it shows in this picture, the lotus is right there. And then you also are showing the lotus right there. This is probably you. You are a water sign. Water is your element. So within the water, I mean, the lotus needs mud. It doesn't just need water. It also needs mud in order to thrive. That murky, dark water, that's like beautiful, beautiful element for a Scorpio. Like a true Scorpio energy would thrive in that. But you also will hurt quite a bit. It'll help you to grow. It absolutely will help you to grow. But before you get to that growth, in order to jumpstart that period of growing, there's a high potentiality of intense pain. Okay. So let's pull some more cards for you. So this is Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers, this is a general reading. Take whatever resonates, leave the rest. All right, let's see. I hope this is going to give further clarity. Your whole world's going to be turned upside down. Everything's in reverse. Okay. So you got Justice card in reverse, and this is a bias, false accusations, bigotry, severity and judgment, intolerance, unfairness, abuse. Now, for some of you, you're going to be the one that's doing this to someone else. For others of you, this might be being done to you, and I do notice that there is a growing number of Scorpios who don't want to be seen as that like stereotypical type of caricature of a zodiac where, you just trying to sting everyone and this and that. Not everyone is like that. Not everyone from your zodiac is like that. And for those that are trying to escape that stereotype, careful with that. You do embody some of the characteristics. It doesn't make you a bad person, just because you have the ability to become vengeful doesn't make you a vengeful person. There's a potentiality that you could do that depending on the circumstance, but still, that doesn't make you a bad person. Don't be so quick to dismiss the parts of you that you deem dark or, unworthy, because I've found personally those are the very parts that actually protect you, that keep you safe. So this is for a very specific subgroup of Scorpios. Don't be ashamed of the characteristics that have been known to define the zodiac sign as a whole. Okay, those are just general characteristics. You can tap into that for your benefit. The beautiful thing about what you're doing is you're recognizing when that characteristic is imbalanced and trying to run the show. That's what you want to do. Not completely get rid of that characteristic, but make sure that it doesn't try and run the show and take over everything and create havoc in your life. The goal is not to completely ignore and wall those off. Okay. So I think that's what this Justice card is about. It's more important for those people who are trying to shun the darker Scorpio ways. Careful, because those are the things that actually protect you. Careful. I'm not saying keep acting a fool, and keep doing things that push people away and also derail your growth. I'm saying make sure everything is kept balanced and in moderation. So you got the Fool card in reverse. This is about bad decisions, apathy, hesitation, and negligence. It would be very negligent for you to just package up and close off all these other parts of yourself. That's how the shadow self is made. That's what it's made of. The parts of you that you've rejected due to other people's perceptions of the value or lack of value of those characteristics. Okay, you have to balance yourself. Put yourself right in the middle of your light and your dark. You're not just one or the other. You're actually both. Okay. Next, you have King of Coins. In reverse. Corruption, using any means to achieve the desired end. Unfaithfulness, an old and vicious man, peril, thriftlessness. So you have, excuse me, you have the ingredients for a very, very thick ascension stew. You're in the pot for sure. You're definitely in the pot for sure if this is resonating with you. Let's see. Yeah. No, you're not a bad, grimy person just because you have the ability to tap into those things. Just like I'm not the B word just because I can be if you force me to be. If I act like the biznatch to you, it's because you earned it. And that's what you have to recognize. Okay. You are a good person. And when you react in that way, it's because you've been left with no other choice. You've been left feeling as though you have no other choice than to snap back. And hey, maybe they shouldn't be putting their face all up in your space if they didn't want to catch the snap in the face. I'll just say it. The pot is totally stirring. You know what I'm saying? What I used to I really used to be very, very worried that people would think that I'm a bitch. I don't even like that word. The people would think that I'm a bitch, you know, because I'm really not. I'm not. But then sometimes people go too hard. If they don't understand boundaries, they won't accept that you've defined the boundary, you're enforcing the boundary, and then suddenly you're a bitch. And I've kind of gotten to the point where my understanding, okay, you think I'm a bitch, what's that say about you? Because I'm not a bitch to everybody. So what's it say about you? If I'm being a bitch to you, what's that say about you personally? If I can be nice to everyone else, but somehow I'm different with you, what's that say about you? And that's what you have to ask yourself, you know, like, is it me that's the issue? Am I creating this issue? Or am I just responding, choosing to respond in this manner? Because when I responded in a different way, it wasn't successful. They didn't accept that. They didn't respect the boundaries that were being set. So just keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. Next, you have Page of Swords. Okay. Page of Swords in reverse is an imposter revealed. Oh, well, that's why. One thing I learned, and it's not because I'm an imposter, it's because I was watching this shit unfold in front of me, and I said, oh, that's what you get. You did that. You don't be trying to play that game with a Scorpio. Play that shit with another sign, because you will get found out. They're gonna go crazy on you. Don't play that game with a Scorpio. Pick a different sign to play that shit with. You fucked yourself if you do that. And they're not gonna let that go. They're not gonna let that go. Page of Swords. An imposter revealed. Illness is also possible. Powerlessness in the face of stronger forces. Lack of preparation. So, Scorpio, is it really a lack of preparation if your intuition is so highly developed? Because, I mean, you can go as deep as Pisces. Pisces got really, really developed intuition. Is it really a lack of preparation? Or are you really, really pissed off because you knew this was coming, but you were trying to be a nice, good, in the light and love Scorpio, that you screwed yourself? Like, whose fault is that? If we really, really need to put blame on someone, whose fault is that? If you knew it was going to happen, but you don't want to be that way because you're trying to be something new, maybe the lesson here is stop trying to be anything but yourself. Stop trying to hide yourself. Stop trying to box up the things that you think society won't approve of. 88% at 133. 13-3. Damn, then the numbers. Okay. Sorry. But these are very strong, very, very strong messages coming through for you, Scorpio. Very, very strong messages. You need to listen to them. Instead of just going deeper into your shadow, becoming more quiet, you need to speak up. Oh, I think this message was for you guys. Hold on. Let me just. So instead of taking a nap, I went ahead and was just browsing stuff. Let me see. And I was told this was important. You abandon yourself every time you don't speak up. Did you hear that? You abandon yourself every time you do not speak up. So whenever you retreat back into your shadows and go deeper into your depth and shut everyone else out and make the walls higher and thicker, you're abandoning yourself. Okay? You're imprisoning yourself in a place that's very deep and dark and removing the very people that can help you. How is that okay? And this is not about, you need to get comfortable with, telling people your secrets and this. No, you don't got to tell people your secrets. You can keep all of that to yourself if you want. And again, 87% at 135. That is 888. Scorpio, you're going to need to come out of that shell, come out of that shadow, sting whoever the hell you have to sting, but you also have to allow the people who are worth your while, the ones who have shown you that they are deserving of your trust. It's not a lot of people there, but there are a few. And those few, don't close them out, because when you do that, you abandon yourself. You have to speak out. Okay, you have to speak up for yourself. Let's see, and this about shows your mood. Look at that. Oh, Scorpio. Keeping it simple. Your mind may convince you that manifesting your destiny is more difficult or complex than it needs to be. Yet, the guidance of the Divine Mother is to keep things simple. Do what you can do. Let go of everything else. Leaving a window open. That's a lot. Leave a little window open, and maybe a little birdie will come in and check on you, conversate with you, get you to realize all you have to do is look up. You're not stuck in a hole all by yourself. Okay? So let's see. All right. Mystic Mermaid. There's nothing Scorpio about me, but I'm here being nosy. Go on then, girl. You just triggered every last Scorpio up in this space. You just triggered them all. She raised her hand. Sting me, sting me. You're such a fool. All right, let's get you guys some more cards. There you go. Look at that. Got you hugging your own chest. Let's see. This is what I'm talking about. Card number 38, Earth Element, Stability. You have to allow yourself to become very stable. You're so used to the instability that stability kind of freaks you out. Every moment and every event of every man's life on earth plants something in his soul. So maybe every single time you go deep into your depths, that's just another foray, an exploration of where to plant more seeds. And maybe it's your tears that are going to water these seeds and grow plants, grow an orchard to sustain you, to nourish your soul. But if you're not going to allow the light in, I mean, I don't know too many plants that grow strictly in darkness. You know? It's going to be very difficult to grow if you're just in darkness. Darkness is not bad. Darkness is not evil. Darkness is just another end of the spectrum. It's another positioning on this plane of existence. That's all it is. So now is the time to draw upon your strength. Think of yourself as solid and sure as a rooted tree. You are firm. Nothing can knock you out of your spot. And maybe you need to really listen to that. Maybe. Hold on. This card it corresponds to the Ace of Pentacles. It's about stability, accepting responsibility, the body, becoming organized, nature. The natural order of things is that the greater the pain that's involved with the lesson, the deeper that knowing enters into your depths. Okay? That's what you want. That's what you want. You don't want to be superficial and just learn lessons in a shallow way. So card number 50. Saturn return age. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. That's a good quote. Saturn, as the Lord of Karma, shatters all illusions. It takes, let's see. It will feel as if nothing goes right for you, and you may feel very discouraged. Just as it seems things are progressing, there are obstacles. What this truly is Saturn showing you a part of your life that may not have been based upon anything real. It may have outlived its purpose. And maybe it's this part of you that's trying to be something that you're not. It's not a fakeness. It's this shame that's been put on you about being who you are. You shouldn't be ashamed of who you are at all. At all. And this ties to the Judgment card. It's about difficulties, paying your dues, moving to the next level, putting the past behind you, and correction. But that's one thing that I do recognize about Scorpio. Not all Scorpios, but it's common. It's not all, but it is common. You have to let the past be in the past. Whatever pissed you off before, are you going to move forward from it, or are you going to stay there? Because you can't do both. Every time you go back to that moment and get yourself all pissed off again, you're right back there in that moment. You're not here present. You can't have both. So you're either going to keep moving forward and let that vindictive shit go, or you're going to stay there and be vindictive and be stuck. Your choice. Just remember, when you sit there and be vindictive, you're staying stuck. You're punishing yourself, because I guarantee you the other person don't give a fuck at that point. 3 years later, they don't give a shit. They're just like, that's whatever. That's 3 years ago. You're the only one still mad, still there in that moment. So who's being punished? Who's really, really the one that's getting the short end of the stick when it comes to something like that? You are. You don't need to do that. You really don't need to do that. So card number 36. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. It's time to get on point. It's not a time to ignore or overlook what's there. Things may get fragmented. The 12th house of the zodiac is the most mesmerizing of all the houses. Mysticism, dreaming, drowning, vast seas, and surrendering are all themes that belong to this house of self-undoing. What you're doing is undoing yourself. Okay? You need to move forward. Whatever is about to go down, if it's already started, dude, that's intense. If it's already started, then just flow through it. But you're not going to be benefiting if you're going to try and fixate on any one part of this multi-step process. If you're going to hold on to things that no longer serve a purpose in your life, then you will not have space for the things that you really need to allow in. Okay? This card it corresponds to the tarot card 4 of Cups. It's about solitude, charity, begging, hospitalization, secret enemies, exploitation, visions. I just hurt my eyes making them that big. Don't exploit yourself by exploiting others. Don't do it. It's going to backfire. If you think you're so pissed off, you have this secret, because let's face it, Scorpio finds everything out. Okay. You have your ways of finding shit out that people think no one will ever know this. I know you. You have a way of finding things out. That ain't a bad thing. Hey, if they didn't want people to know, they shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have told anyone. So that I'm not even hating on that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you found out this information and you think, oh, I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to, we're going to do this. 83% at 144. There you go. If you think that's what's going to happen, I think with the whole Saturn being involved in this, because unless I'm thinking of a different, unless I'm thinking of a different reading, and plus the presence of this card, what's going to end up happening is this person is like a karmic mirror. You do that. If you do that, they're going to mirror it. Don't think that they don't have stuff on you too. Unless you're willing for your secrets to be exposed, don't start that. Don't start that with them. Okay. Oh, yeah. Gina Roman, she says, like, yeah, I don't know why he takes it shit so damn personal. Like I will feel some type of way even years after. Even if I look cool outside, I feel intense inside if I get triggered. It's totally true that Pisces embodies all 12 zodiac signs. I don't have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, but I got a lot of that energy. People always ask me, are you a Scorpio? Do you want me to be? But yeah, I get that way too. It takes a lot for me to get there, but once I'm there, I'm not letting that shit go for years. For years, I'm gonna hold on to that feeling. Keep that energy for the next time I see you, like my nephew says. Okay, this is so appropriate. Princess of the Autumn Harvest, card number 22. 22 being the number of divine guidance. You are a princess of the autumn harvest. What are you harvesting? Thank you, Moon Chicklets. Are you a Gemini moon? Dude. So you're Scorpio and Gemini? Is that like a major internal battle? The Princess of the Autumn Harvest brings gifts of bounty and blessing for efforts and actions of the past. It's a time when fruit of labors is ripe for the picking. See what I'm saying? What are you going to pick? What kind of fruit is that? What kind of seeds have you planted? You know, we were just talking about how every time you dive deep into your depths, into your shadows, you're planting more seeds. What are you planting though? Do you know? Do you know what you've planted? A beautiful blessing is on its way to you now. This may come in the form of a spiritual gift, an opportunity, a windfall of abundance, a significant relationship, or an important friendship and more. With gratitude in your heart, you will recognize a blessing when it comes to you, and it will serve you perfectly. Be open to receive it, knowing it is justly deserved. You know what I'm also getting? This gift might actually be like a ripening of your inner and understanding of the events that you've participated in your life. Like the answers as to why things have been very difficult to let go, certain circumstances and things like that, what those circumstances mean to you. And that's why you haven't been able to let it go. I think Scorpio is ready to really rise up and see the truth of who you are instead of, you know, staying in the shadows, in the depths, kind of hidden away. You can't hide, Scorpio. I'm sorry. Your energy is just out there, you know, not out there as in weird. I'm talking about it wafts around the room. People are sniffing your pheromones. They can feel your juju without you saying anything. And they're like, who is this? You're over there trying to be all quiet in the corner. It's not going to work. You can't hide. You just can't. You can pretend to hide, but they feel you. They really, really feel you. Here's a message from your soul. Let's get you a message from soul. You should be trying to keep her energy calm. Even calm, your energy, that Scorpio energy is intoxicating to so many people. Like ridiculously intoxicating. I'm not joking. Before I got into any of this, like I think I was 18. The only Scorpio I dated. Someone walked past. I was at my college. Someone walked past and I was like, what was that? I'm not joking. What the hell was that? Oh my God, I have to figure out what this is. And then my friend that I was with at the time, not in a relationship, we were talking as friends, you know, we were conversating. And I just stopped and I was like looking around. And he was like, what's wrong? And I said, do you feel that? What is that? What is that? And they were like, oh, did you see me just wave to so-and-so? And I was like, who? I don't know who that is. And then they waved them over and I was like, it's coming from you. Oh my God, who are you? It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot of energy. It was a lot of energy. Seriously. And that's intoxicating to a lot of people. I'm just saying. That's just intoxicating. I was like, oh my God, who are you? Do I know you? Do I know you? I'm about to know you. No, I'm joking. Okay, so hold on. Here we go. Card number 6. 1. I have abolished duality for myself. I have seen two worlds as one. One I seek, one I know, one I see, and one I call. You look for me, and what do you see? You. Am I playing games with you? Holding up a mirror for you to behold God? Yes. These are the games of love and truth. For me, look for me and find yourself. For I am you and you are me, and together we are one, playing hide and seek in love's great playground. I mean, how appropriate is that? You know, you have before you, for some of you, you have before you a divine karmic mirror. Okay, they don't have to be Scorpio. They don't have to be your soulmate. They don't have to be your twin flame, but you have standing before you a divine karmic mirror. Don't jump out of that pot into the fire. You're going to burn the shit out of yourself. Okay, it's at this point you're being gifted with an opportunity to choose a different response. We're not just going to be reacting. We're not just going to fall back into our old ways where, you know, we're going to be pissed, or we're going to be vindictive, or we're going to shut down, or whatever other stereotypical thing people think Scorpios do all the time. No, you're not a stereotypical Scorpio. All right. Don't use the label of Scorpio to cripple you, because that's what I've noticed. That's what I've noticed. A lot of people for certain zodiac signs, not all 12, but certain signs. I know Scorpio has a hard time with this. That label can really, really cripple you, meaning you feel like you have to play that specific role of that stereotypical Scorpio, and you're not. You're just not. If you want to be, you can, but you're lying to yourself. I'm always going to be honest with you. You're lying to yourself if you think you're a stereotypical Scorpio, because the stereotypical Scorpio, by minute 5 of this video, they would have been like, fuck this bitch. And they would have been gone. But you're still here listening because you're not a stereotypical Scorpio. You're a Scorpio that's ready to rise, to reclaim the depth of your darkness while you also reclaim the brightness of your light. Keep on it. Keep on it. You know, you don't have to play a role. You don't have to do this, this, and this because you're this label. You're in this group. You're an individual. You're here for an individuated experience. And it's time you begin experiencing. Okay. Let's see. You were in pain when you tried to leave her. It was a month of pain. So you went back for more pain? Is that what you mean? If that's what you mean, you know, we have to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes we have masochistic tendencies. This has nothing to do with being a Scorpio. This is a personal preference. Maybe you're not done feeling the pain. Maybe the pain turns you on. Maybe you like it. And maybe that's okay. Because once it's no longer okay, I guarantee you were out. I guarantee you're not going to play no games. They don't exist. That's just how Scorpio works. But maybe this is a game that you're playing with yourself. Because what did the card say? It was card number 6, right? Let me read this again. Look for me, and what do you see? You. Am I playing games with you? Holding up a mirror for you to behold? Yes. These are games of love and truth. So you're being shown the truth through this game that's being played, and you feel like you're not a willing participant. But so long as you're participating, you are a willing participant. That's something you have to come to terms with. Okay? You have to come to terms with that. As long as you continue to participate, you are a participant. You are willingly participating, because that's what it is. That's just the truth of it. So if this resonated, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, turn on that notification bell, join me every single time I'm live. I am off to do another zodiac sign. Join me, guys. I'll be back on in a few minutes. Bye.